We are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 5. Baggage is fully back. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about boys. I'm your co-host, Brennan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan. This is a highly anticipated game. I feel like Baggage Del Caribe is always one that's big because it kind of like defines whoever wins this game. It's going to define their tournament.
Yeah,
you know, like
it really did. It put one of them in the shitter.
Is Baggage decent, and is Del Caribe
in the
awful
shitter
right now? Like,
and if Del Caribe won this game, I would say I guess Baggage is awful.
Baggage sucks, stinky.
But now they're great.
Now they're great. They're the best. Second best team in the tournament, next to, as we all know, let's say it together, the Minnesota
Lugas. Oh, okay. Nice.
Gotcha.
What a so you mentioned the two teams that are always like a big key matchup. I want to ask Jimmy next time we have him on for like our State of the Union yearly podcast we do, how they go about. Maybe we asked in the past, but I forgot how they go about scheduling these games, because there's not 100% overlap. Not everybody gets to play everybody, obviously. Right. Do they think about these things about like what matchups will bring in what audience, or is it completely randomized? I wonder because. Both these teams are almost lucky they got to face each other in the regular season to get a win under their belt.
Right. I think that the way that they talked about it, it's very interesting because I think they talked about it a little bit where they were like, oh, yeah, the teams that won are going to play each other and the teams that lost are going to play each other. So we get like a solid...
So that makes
two
sense.
1-1s,
so they don't schedule that part. They only schedule the first round of games.
Yeah, seems like it.
Okay.
But I guess they do schedule it because it's like, how do you decide that Wugas plays Hook, Line, Sinkers and Baggage plays Del Caribe? You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Is it like, something as simple as just like, well, Wugas and Hook, Line, Sinkers are probably going to win the game.
Or do they pick those teams out of hats?
Obvious.
I think it's not fair if you pick like...
A little bit rude.
Yeah, because now you could say like, oh, would Baggage have beat anybody else?
Yeah.
You know?
Why don't you burn it, Brendy?
Let's burn it. Together, in unison.
We're going to burn it together.
Baggage looking for their first win, and Del Caribe looking for their first hit as these rival teams face off looking to avoid a play-in game. Traffic jams in the bases early, but the rain finally comes and puts out the fire as we go into the second scoreless. Del Caribe gets the scoring started when the mailman delivers a 3-run shot off Jake to take the lead. The win is within reach, but Joez on the mound is no day at the beach. Baggage down by 1 to their last strike. Jimmy has Baggage fans making their "Oh, Brian" face as he creams one to the right side, and Jakey boy walk it off. Team Baggage wins 4-3.
Walk it off.
Walk it off.
Yeah, I mean, for the first half of this game, Baggage, a little bit more than half actually, for the first half of this game, I thought this was going to be such an easy win for Baggage. Because you go into the first, okay, fine, it's 0-0 in the first, but Lou got all 3 outs in the first, so you got to face Joez eventually. And then they get the first 2 outs in the second inning, like, pretty good. You get that one play where Ryan just fucking is a god and grabs the ball, grabs one of the craziest line drives I've ever seen, just jumps up, grabs it. Then Joez strikes out, and then it's like, okay, Jimmy stays in pitching, which I wonder if it's... I wonder if he stayed in pitching for like reps or just because he was like feeling good. Because Jake was doing really well.
Jake's doing well too. I guess they're also like at the part of the tournament where they're trying to save some bullets too. And if Jimmy doesn't look awful and they can still win with Jimmy on the mound, they might as well use him a little bit. And like there's that thing of starting an inning scoreless, no traffic on the bases. But even going back to that first inning, you feel confident in Baggage getting out of that first unscathed. And then they have their own version of what they usually have, and they just load the bases, or, you know, they tease themselves. And like, okay, here we go. Like I felt confident. There's momentum, and then all of a sudden they do what they always do: get close but no cigar. Yeah. And then we talked about this a little bit off pod. They get into this second inning, and it just unravels. Like they get 2 outs, and then Jimmy mentions it a couple of times. I don't know if maybe the booth mentioned it, and he also mentioned it to Jake. Does he have 2 strikes on Lou before he gets that double?
It was a full count.
It's full count. And he throws him that off speed that I feel like it was a similar pitch, if not the pitch that he threw to Dan Rourke all that time ago. But it was like a middle off speed that like maybe would have tricked a novice batter, but not a Lou Dab who started to seem like he was slowing things down a little bit in the right way.
Right. It's kind of crazy because there were points where Jimmy was pitching where I was thinking to myself, like, wow, Jimmy looks like he's having a really good time.
Yeah.
He must be in such a good mental space. Then Lou hits the double, then Joez hits the single, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah. The single wasn't,
Jimmy
he didn't
might
get
not be in
like
a good
clocked,
spot.
but yeah, like that full count pitch, I think set him up for failure. And he's like, I knew I shouldn't have thrown that fucking thing. Even if he throws like another loopy curveball for a ball off the plate, I would feel better about that than trying to like sneak one past one of the great warehouse hitters. And he
I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Jake comes in. Jake can't get the third out.
He's a similar thing. Oh yeah.
Home run for Lou.
Jake, I feel like got him down to 2 strikes too. I want to say.
I don't
Maybe
remember.
not, but I don't know. His was also like a very middle pitch, which Lou expertly takes the other way.
Right.
To the warehouse
home run.
side. Yeah.
Big time home run.
Big time home run.
Then Joez comes up. Jimmy's back in pitching. This is where I first noticed, like, oh, Jimmy was getting aggressive really early in counts to like steal strikes pretty much.
Yeah,
and
first pitch
he was
strikes
having
are
a
huge
lot
in the
of
warehouse.
fun. And then in this one, he was in a totally different mental place. You could tell, but he ends up getting the K, striking Joez out. And then it's like, okay, 3 runs is totally doable when you know Joez has to be pitching for 2 of the outs.
Right.
And
especially the way it starts, too.
They load the bases before they get an out, and then Lou comes in, and then it's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the next 5 at-bats, Baggage scores a run. Where it's like, first one, Jake gets a run off of Lou as the ball trickles past Joez. Then
which is huge.
Jimmy hits
that
one.
hit off Lou was enormous because he was coming in to steal an out and put pressure on Baggage.
Right. And that he needed to do it, and he didn't. Then Jimmy hits one off Joez off the other wall. That's another single, another run. Then Jake pops one up with Lou back in that Ryan grabs.
Joez's first out.
Lou.
Yeah.
Lou was pitching.
Lou was pitching. Okay.
So Joez still had to get an out because Joez's first out was, where is it?
Oh, the dribbler was Joez's first.
Yeah, soft contact to Ryan, and then you have, Jimmy hits it again because Jimmy's just on fire. It bounces. The bounce tricks Lou. He can't get to it. That's a run, and then Joez ends the game in the worst way possible. Walk-off walk.
Yeah.
Baggage wins 4-3, and Del Caribe will be in the elimination game against loser of Wugas versus Hook Line Stinkers.
I mean, that pitch to Jimmy when it was 3-2, he had 2 strikes on him, and I was feeling the pressure way more on Jimmy's side of things because he has the history of
You were feeling the pressure more than Jimmy.
More than Jimmy was. Joez was too because he had to throw strikes, but I think he had him. He was up in the count anyway. And you just feel like, oh no, this is another of these moments where like he could be a hero here, but he seems to just kind of crumble in these situations. And I think this hit to tie the game is a sign of things that turns the tides for him. And it's like, okay, shit, like he had a bunch of hits in the first game. He had a game-tying single against like his nemesis because he mentioned in the post game, like Joez is a guy that he's supposed to hit off of. So that's where all the pressure comes from. You're supposed to be better than this guy. It's hard to overcome that. And he does. Like I bet Jimmy last year in this exact scenario doesn't pull this off. He swings through that, he misses it, but he does what he needs to do.
Essentially, through the bottom of the first inning, and through the bottom of the second inning, almost every time Jimmy got up, I thought to myself, Jimmy's been so hot this tournament at the plate. Like, is this the tournament we see Jimmy get his own warehouse moment off of Joez? Would be so poetic. Like hitting a grand slam off Joez would be nuts because I'm pretty sure Jimmy is not like. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've seen very many home runs from Jimmy, and if we did, it might have been like Blitzball Battle Award.
Yeah, I mean, the only one I can think of is this year.
Let me see.
The first game.
Right. Like we've seen
It was weird to see that.
That's what we saw, and then it was like, all-time hitting stats, BB3, BB4, Captain's League, Blitzball, and Blitzball Blitz, Jimmy has 0 home runs.
Yeah.
and now in BB5 he has the one from the first game.
The two of them. I mean, like Jake has one in BB4, and then things before that. It's not since BB2 maybe.
But like Jimmy needs a walk-off home run. I want it for him so bad.
I mean, that would have been an incredible ending to this game. Like this game ends with a little bit of a fart. But I mean, I didn't mind it so much because there's also a chance that little looper from Joez hits, like or maybe even Jake swings, because those balls that are kind of close to strike zone but are loopy, like are so enticing. Like it's close enough, and I would feel so stupid if this nicked the edge of the zone. You could also swing so big at that and fully miss it. So I don't hate the idea from Joez.
But he hate it.
You hate it.
Peter he missed it. Joez definitely is doing better this year than he has in the past.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to take like 2 more steps forward before I consider Del Caribe like a legitimate, like, hey, maybe they might do something.
Yeah.
But
he starts this game also throwing very slow too. It sucks that already it ducks already that in game 2 it looks like his arm's hurting. Because even like the second time around when he came back in after Lou went in, I could see the adrenaline pumping a little bit more, and he was able to get it up in the mid-60s again. But he looked like he was hurting, like needed to warm up a little bit early on this game. Yeah,
I was terrified that Del Caribe was going to get no hit during this game. I didn't care about them like pitching. It was like, listen, either Jimmy's first game was an anomaly, or Jimmy's going to be hitting the whole tournament, and I think he's going to be hitting the whole tournament.
I think so.
But my big thing was, hey, Del Caribe needs to wake up, because they very well could have been no hit this game.
Yeah.
They very well could have had 2 no hitters. They now have 3 hits total all tournament. What's their team batting average right now?
Low.
They have 15 at bats, 3 hits. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're pitch selection away from maybe being no hit.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you got to do better than that, guys. Lou, please, we love you so much. Please do better.
Yeah.
The warehouse is more fun when Lou Dab is like terrifying monster.
Yeah. He's trending that way at least.
Yeah, he is. Now, I thought so. Once he hit the double, I said he's up.
Oh, and he kind of hit 2 doubles. That one of them got completely robbed.
Well, after that one, I was like, if Lou
swing.
Make sure, if Lou can get on base safely in his next at bat, he's up and he's ready to go.
Yep.
Because he got his swing back. Unfortunately, it was too little, too late. Jimmy is hot. Jake decently hot as well. We got both of these guys batting 500 or higher in this game. Jimmy's average right now is a fucking 750. Insane.
Some Pablo Sanchez shit.
Jimmy is the leader in average, slug, and OPS right now in the warehouse. And OBP? No.
Did he get Dalton in hits? I know he wanted to get Dalton hits.
He got Dalton in hits.
Wow.
He has 9 hits to Dalton's 7. So, like, Jimmy could do it.
He could do it.
He definitely could. Like, I'm so interested to see
Jake had 3 hits
Jimmy
today too.
Continues to hit.
Maybe the 2 of them can go on a run here.
I don't think Jimmy's going to stay at a 750.
Yeah, I mean, but at least he won't completely fall off a cliff. It seems like. I mean,
we don't know that.
Maybe Rose is right in his baggage preseason pick.
Baggage preseason pick. Maybe we were wrong in our baggage preseason pick.
I picked him to win the championship. If you remember correctly.
I don't think you did.
There's a clip. There
is. There's a clip. It's pretty funny.
I guess that for a lot of teams, but I especially did for baggage.
Go watch it on YouTube.
Watch on YouTube.
The Hoppy Boys. Oh. Those my boys. Player of the game.
Player of the game.
The player of the game, as brought to you by Peter Del Rey, is Jimmy James, John Boy O'Brien.
Yay.
It's really hard to argue against it when he goes 4 for 6 with a walk and 2 RBI. And then even on the mound, he really wasn't that bad. He didn't get any strikeouts. 1 walk. I'm sorry, 0 walks, allowed 2 hits. Oh, he got 2 strikeouts. I'm sorry. I was reading Jake's numbers.
Even more reason that Jimmy did great.
Even more reason that Jimmy did great.
I guess technically Jimmy had 2 earned runs because of Jake's home run.
Yeah, but I mean,
it wasn't his fault.
it is what it is.
Half his fault.
It is what it is. Jimmy is leading this baggage team right now, especially now. It was a big talking point for us last game, being like, oh, well, Jimmy's usually the pitcher, and it looks like it's Jake this time. And it looks like Jimmy has fully corrected himself on the mound. Coming against Lou Dab, only giving up 2 runs is really like very impressive.
Yeah.
Jimmy seems to be coming into his own on both sides. I am concerned that he won't be able to keep it consistent and continue this.
Yep.
But
what if he does?
if he does, it will be electric. If
Yeah.
Baggage wins the championship to avoid the skunk patch, and that's it, the only reason that they don't get the skunk patch is because they win the championship, that will be electric.
Yeah. And to
Electric.
to finish the first ever Warehouse Cup with a big W in their first banner.
First ever 5th Blitzball battle, and they finally get the big one.
That'd be good.
I don't think it'll happen.
No.
I don't think. I mean,
no.
Love Ya's looks really.
They look really good. Yeah, they look great.
So does Forgotten Rotten. But right now, if I could dream,
You could dream.
right now I could dream, and I
Hey.
dream about bagging groceries at the grocery store.
I'm a baggage boy all the way.
That's
I'm
not
with
what
you.
that means.
I don't think so either. You hear they were talking about changing it to not changing it, but doing alternate jerseys for to do team guts.
Team butts.
Okay.
Play of the game.
Play the game. Remember we used to have those awesome nice butt tank tops?
Those people
They're great.
think I'm very funny. Do you hear that?
Yeah, they sure do. Great. My play of the game. We had a
Play of
hard
the game.
time deciding on this one, but we're gonna go with
Brought to you by Ducks.
the best play in the field because it was obviously Ryan Cohen. This is the second time he shut you up and made you feel so stupid for having the web gem of the game.
True, so true.
And this one was
It was
better than the last
incredible
one.
play.
Even better than the last one.
Well,
And not as timely, but I think a more
No, it was
impressive feat
definitely
of
better.
man. Yeah.
on an individual play basis, it's
Yeah.
definitely better.
Crazy. Like that
It's
that
so
ball
crazy.
is so hard to catch in the first place. And he just sticks his meaty paw up there and goes zing, grabs it. Ring.
I've got it.
I'm Ryan. I catch
I
the ball.
got it.
I'm Ryan. I
I
catch
think
the
that-
ball.
I think Wario says that in a game. I got it. I
I believe you.
think it's like Mario Party 3
Yeah. Yeah.
for this on the Nintendo 64.
I sold Mario Party 4 and 5 to somebody on
Nice.
eBay, and I got like $15
Nice.
total for it.
Sick. Mario Party
Very-
5 was pretty good.
Very good. Yeah. Apparently not to me.
Not to you.
The other option we had would have been Jimmy's big hit to tie the game.
Big hit.
But we decided to go with the play in the field because we just want to shout out Ryan Cohen for his awesome. We were shit talking him early, and he listened and he turned it on right away.
He said, "Let me get those fucking losers."
Yep,
where it
because
hurt.
the tournament does happen in live time. We all know this.
We all know this.
Apparently, another thing I learned on Morning with John Boy is the the jersey say? What does it say?
Designated
Designated
fielder.
fielder. The designated fielder jersey is one of the top selling jerseys in the shop right now.
That's crazy.
It's awesome. I think that's in part to him being awesome out
Good
there.
for you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Good for you, Ryan. Yeah, no, Ryan beat Jimmy out for Duck of the Game.
Yep. No
As
ducks this
famously
game.
we know, since Blitzball Boys started, Duck of the Game
It's
was,
always been a thing.
if you got Play of the Game and Player of the Game in the same episode, you were Duck of the Game.
So we do not have.
I
one
think
today.
this breaks the streak of like 3 games in a row.
3 ducks?
Or 2 games in a row where it was Duck of the Game, Duck
So
of
we
the Game,
had duck,
Duck
duck,
of the Game.
duck, goose.
Oh.
Sorry.
Get fucked, Jimmy. Do better.
Get fucked, Jimmy. You're the goose.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Please. We don't mean it, Jimmy. We don't mean it, Jimmy.
Stroking your microphone like that when you're saying sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Brendan.
That does it.
Our next game is our final regular season
Oh
game.
wow. Well, I guess are we counting the playing game as like a game
play-in is-
161 or 163 rather?
No. Nope.
It's a playoff game. Okay.
Our final game of the season. Next game. No, of the regular season. The
It's
last
happening
2
as we
teams who
speak.
have only played 1 game, happening as we speak. So I know you guys are like flipping back and forth. Woogas versus Hook, Line, Sinkers. Brendan,
That's a good one.
what are you watching for in this game?
There's 2 people I want to see hit on 2 different teams in this game.
Yeah.
The one I will choose is Jimmy Norp. I want to see Jimmy Norp
Wow.
Really figured out with the bat. I know he has some decent stats that he kind of ran into a couple balls. I don't think he's hit like Jimmy Norp does, though.
I mean, he has a 600 batting average.
Yeah,
3
but
for 5.
but his hits were kind of like dinky little warehouse hits. I want to see him crank some homers, look more confident up there. He hasn't looked like himself fully, and I think
Shows
that'll help him.
Jimmy.
Shows how you crank, Jimmy, and I think that'll translate to him on the mound as well, and going back to being like a full MVP candidate again. Because right now, maybe he's a top 5 candidate, but I want to see him jump to the top with the Daltons and the Jimmys alike. Jimmy.
He is a Jimmy.
Big time. I guess he did it. Big time
Timmy Jim.
Yeah, Jimmy Norp. I want to see you do it.
Wow, that's a good one, Brandy.
I'm the best.
And on the flip side, I want to see Drew Davis hit. He's the only person in this tournament with 0 hits. And, Dan Canobio also only has 1 hit. Not great.
I mean, Drew Davis especially also not reaching out to us this tournament yet. And I wonder if it's because he has a famously bad tournament.
Drew Davis reaches out to me pretty frequently.
Drew Davis, you're on blast. What the fuck's your problem?
Drew Davis reaches out to me on Goodreads. How about that? Drew, every once in a while,
you told me this.
I'll go into my Goodreads app. Drew Davis, we like. I was talking to him on Instagram one day, and he was just like, "Do you read?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you have a Goodreads?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, let's be friends." Okay, sounds good. So now every once in a while, I'll go into Goodreads just to like see what my friends are reading and like to figure out what I want to read next. And almost always Drew. I mean, like, it's been a couple times now. Drew liked my update for when I was reading Murder on the Orient Express for when I hit 69%. Very funny. I voted in the 2024 Goodreads Choice Awards Reader's Favorite Mystery and Thriller. I voted for How to Solve Your Own Murder, and Drew commented on it saying, "Nuh-uh, God of the Woods is winning." It's okay, Drew.
Very active on
Drew.
there.
Drew's such a nice guy. I love him so much.
I hate him.
Okay, well, that's why he's my what to watch for. Drew's going to hit 3 home runs in 2 at-bats in this game that's going on right now. If he does
that, then I'll apologize. If not, he's got to come crawling back to me.
It's going to be like Mario Superstar Sluggers, where it's
just like that.
Home run.
Home run.
And then the regular season's over, and we shift into overdrive.
Overdrive.
I'm going into overdrive.
Get ready, boys.
Danny Phantump.
Phantump?
Yeah, Danny Phantump, like the Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Sounds like more of a
I'm going
Rule
Ghost,
34 type thing.
Danny Phantump.
Okay.
And he's Phantump, who can switch between being a man and a ghost. Thoughts? Critiques?
No, I think A+ material.
I'm trying to connect with the youth here, Brendan.
I think I don't know if Danny Phantump at all that AP connects
Danny
with the
Phantump.
Youth. Oh, but okay, that'll probably do it.
Phantump. It's Phantump.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Phantump is. He's like the most popular Pokemon of all time.
When they made that Pokemon, did they think about how disgusting it is?
What are you talking about? Danny Phantump.
That is cute.
See? I'm going ghost. That's what he's saying here.
Putting on a show for the ghosts.
I'm putting on a show for the ghosts. All right, Brendan, if you're putting on a show for the ghosts, what should you be drinking?
Drink Subtlety is a drink made by me. You can find it at thesubtlety.com. Get $2 off your order of a 12-pack with code HobbyBoys. The Hobby Boys is my other podcast where we talk about beer. I keep saying it. We did a Centaurium, not to brag or anything, but we drank a bunch and got drunk. And you can look at the YouTube to see Danny Phantump in action. It's very good. Listen to the Happy Boys. I've gotten people's feedback as far as saying that they listened to it and they mentioned a couple parts. I haven't heard if it's good or bad. I want to believe that it's not as bad as I thought it would be, which means it's good. So listen to the bad episode. And
I only get mentioned like once.
That's why it's bad. I think it'd be fun too. I think we mentioned in the episode. Drink along. It's 100 shots, 100 minutes. Sit down with your family around Thanksgiving. Do 100 shots with us. It's a lot of fun. It's good for you. Also, watch the Blitzball Boys on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Getting close. We have at this very moment 8 more until we hit 100. So
We got 2 more subscribers.
make all your friends subscribe, even if they don't
Also,
watch Blitzball. Go around the Thanksgiving table. Make everyone subscribe.
We did not do a good job of promoting our last 2 episodes, but
No,
we did talk about them. The last 2, the Love Yous versus We Got Ice, best game of the tournament. Go listen to it. We thought it was great. I thought it was great. Brendan did not like it.
Oh, we prompted people and they actually did respond that we should prompt somebody with a question now.
Okay. What was the question we said last time?
I guess we should just ask them if they like Danny Phantump.
You guys like us?
Do you guys like us?
Do you guys like us? Or do you think we're weird? Do you like us or do you think we're weird?
Do you like Peter's no eyes hat down look?
Guys, do you think it's very funny when I do this as a joke and I'm like, hey guys, it's me, it's Petey Pop. Petey Pop Del Rey. Let us know.
Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down, depending.
Do you guys think the Macho Man Randy Savage would really talk like that in real life?
Let us know.
Oh yeah.
Listen in the comments.
It's the Macho Man.
Peter, don't you have a heart out?
Yeah, I do have a heart out. But I thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. Please write to us in the comments. We love talking to you guys. Brendan loves talking to you guys. If you want to talk to me, I'm on Twitter. Peter Posk. Brendan is Ruppy Puppy. Ruppie Puppie. Beyond that, again, thank you very much for listening. We can't wait to continue to talk about this tournament with you.
And you, and you, and you.
And you, and you, and you,
and you, and you.
You, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Brendan, ask me the question.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No! Goodbye!
Bye.